Alright, bit of a different video here, but you read the title, alright? Halo Infinite is ending. The last update is coming out sometime next week, and that's it. That's the end of the game. And I'm just gonna say it. It's kind of sad. This game's low-key kind of fire, actually, which is a bit controversial, I know. Like, I know it isn't the most popular Halo game. I mean, I do kind of get it. But at the end of the day, I do think it is really fun, and I think people kind of sleep on it. Especially, like, after, you know, the 4 years of updates it's had, I really do enjoy it, like, a good bit. And I kind of want to just go over, like, why in this video. I don't really have a plan here. I'm kind of just yapping. So yeah, I mean, the update coming out next week, I guess I can go over that. It looks pretty good. Doubling, you know, the XP rates and the currency rate for Spartan points is pretty elite, can't lie. And then the new armor looks really cool. Like, genuinely, they made Seeker look good, which is an accomplishment. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that. It is a bit of a shame, though, that it is the last update, and you know, in terms of like actually adding like new game modes or anything, it's pretty light. This is mostly just them kind of dumping all of the cosmetics they just, you know, had in the files, and then just letting us get them, which, you know, I kind of based, actually, just throwing like 200 armors into the exchange just for free. Yeah, I can't complain about that. I mean, it does give me, you know, some more stuff to like grind for. So I will still be playing this game well after this update comes out. But yeah, since, you know, not much else to cover there besides, you know, again, you know, the return of Seeker, everyone's favorite helmet. Yeah, I guess we can just go over, you know, what's in it right now. You know, what is there to do? Because, I mean, again, like 4 years of updates, we've gotten some crazy shit lately. So I think generally, I think the first step is just the gameplay itself is really good. Like, genuinely, at a baseline, this is the best playing Halo game, and I don't even think many people will fight me on that, because it's genuinely so fun. Like, the guns, the way they shoot, you know, the hit feedback from when you hit an enemy, even like the movement, like, you know, just like base movement feels so like good and like snappy. And then, you know, you've got sprint, which I know not everyone's favorite, but I think in this game it is implemented genuinely so well that, like, half the time I'm not even using it, because like the base movement is already so good, and sprint really isn't that much of an improvement. So I do think it is nice, especially for like the campaign, which is open world, which I'm not going to get into right now. That might be its own video entirely, but I think that the campaign is so slept on. I can't even lie, but again, that's for another day. But yeah, you know, at a baseline, you know, the guns, you know, grenades, melee, it all just genuinely feels like so good. So yeah, like, just like as a baseline, the core gameplay here is really the best part of this game, I would argue. Like, this, it just feels so fun to play. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just whatever they were cooking, and it's so good. And like going off of that, the weapon sandbox is a bit hit or miss. You know, I can't lie. We have some absolute bangers. Like the Mutilator is one of the coolest weapons that has ever been in a Halo game. Like, the double barrel shotgun that has a gravity hammer on the end of it for when you use melees, and you can also like switch it to like use like both shots at once. Like, genuinely, that is so fucking cool. And then also like the Avenger, I thought was like really fun as like a way to like bring back in the SMG, which I in a way that, like, they did have to reuse a lot of animations from the assault rifle, but like, I don't really care. I mean, you can like hardly tell. And also, like, it was a skeleton crew working on this game by this point, and I don't blame them for doing what they could with what they had. And it is a fun, you know, thing to add, especially for like that Delta Arena game mode they had, where it was like, you know, no sprint. Everyone started off with just the Avenger. That was probably the best game mode, until they ruined it by adding battle rifle starts. But yeah, I'm going back to like the weapon sandbox. Yeah, we have some absolute bangers. But we also, you know, have some not so great choices. You know, I don't think anyone is stepping up to bat for the Stalker rifle. We got any Pulse Carbine fans? No, we don't. I'll answer that right now. And you know, it is a bit annoying because like things like the pulse carbine, like they just didn't want to add the plasma rifle, even though that probably would have been better, and they're kind of just cheap replacements. I don't think anyone will miss the bulldog when the next Halo comes out. Yeah, but again, like we still have some like absolute bangers in here, like the cinder shot. Oh my god, the cinder shot is so cool. Like it's genuinely astounding, like the ups and downs that the weapon sandbox goes through. But I generally like it a lot, and especially like with some of the returning weapons, like assault rifle, battle rifle, the classics. They're all not all. Rest in peace, my goat, the plasma rifle. But I'd still say it's genuinely a very good weapon sandbox. Most things do feel like they do have a purpose. Again, like, maybe we do have a few too many, precision weapons. I don't think the Commando is really anyone's favorite. But, like, I think overall that they do a good job at making everything feel sort of, like, distinct and have its own role. Like, the Gravity Hammer versus the Energy Sword. They made the Gravity Hammer, like, a lot slower, but, like, also a lot stronger than the Energy Sword. And I think that's, like, a very interesting distinction to have between the two melee weapons. And I know, like, the Gravity Hammer, usually has, like, like, the movement properties to distinguish it. But I think, like, making the combat element of it different was a really cool change. And I really do enjoy that. And I do think, like, it does carry over to, like, a lot of the other weapons of, like, that general philosophy of, like, everything should be more unique. I do think some of the other Halo games do struggle with that a bit. Like, did anyone really care about the spiker in Halo 3? No one did. That weapon did not deserve a chance at life. And I think the Halo Infinite does a good job at trying to, like, justify a lot of its weapons from, like, like, mechanical standpoint of, like, no two weapons truly feel the same. And yeah, it does lack variety, I think, is its biggest issue. And again, like, the cheap knockoffs of, like, the Bulldog instead of the shotgun really are a bit, interesting as choices. I wouldn't say good per se, but to each their own. I mean, yeah, that's it for the weapon sandbox, like, my thoughts on it. Next up, I guess we've got, like, like, maps and game modes, and I think Forge probably, I'm gonna go over that first, because oh my god, the Forge in this game is basically like an entire game engine. There's a programming language that they made for the Forge, and like, if you've played any, like, custom games on Halo Infinite, you will know, like, you can tell that, like, the Forge is just insane. Like, I have to give so many props to the people making, like, maps and game modes, because, like, oh my god, like, we have Call of Duty Zombies in the matchmaking. Like, you can just load that up and, like, earn XP in it, and it works so well. Like, there's Pack-a-Punch, and it uses, like, the like, you can make weapons, like, shoot, like, other weapons. So you've got things like, the Heat Wave shoots out, like, shock rifle rounds, and it's actually so cool. And, like, I cannot glaze the Forge enough, and, like, the people who make these things, because I mean, the Forgers are really carrying this game, and have for the past few years. No one's denying that, and it is kind of hard to, like, give like 343 Halo Studios, whatever, like, credit for, like, a lot of these maps and game modes when it is the Forgers who are doing it. But I do think that they still add a lot to the game regardless. And they are really cool, and they are made by, like, such talented people. And yeah, it's just some, like, game modes we've got. Firefight is really, really fun in this game. Especially, like, the King of the Hill version, where they, instead of, like, having to, like, go through, like, rounds at a time, and this one is much more suited to, like, a multiplayer match of, like, there's 5 hills, and you have to get them all while defending, like, a certain point. And I think that really does help, like, streamline Firefight, and especially with how fun the combat is in this game. And, like, I probably should have talked about this, like, in the weapons section, but again, like, I'm just yapping here. The grappling hook is so cool, and that's all I have to add to that. Like, every game is just cooler with a grappling hook. I don't think anyone's gonna fight me on that one either. That's just objectively cool. Yeah, more game modes though. Halo Reach Invasion got added a little while back. That's really fun, especially like with like the new like Forge like menus they added. Like it works so well, and it's just like mind blowing. Yeah, what else we got? I mean, there's Big Team Battle, which is not my favorite in this game. Like the vehicle combat here does kind of suffer a lot, especially like with the Big Team Battle drops, where it's like you can go so many games without seeing like a single tank. And I know they did like update it a while back, but like still, you're probably better off playing Squad Battle, which is like classic Big Team Battle from like the older Halos, which is still really cool that we have it here. And it is a shame because that they didn't really make any like new maps for Squad Battle. But again, like the Forge is coming in clutch of like it looks so good. Like the tools they give people to like make these maps, like the maps look developer made. It's like it's actually so cool. And I know I keep saying that, but like genuinely. Like what else? There was Last Spartan Standing in like season 2. I don't even Is that still in the game anymore? I haven't played it in a while, but it was like a battle royale kind of thing on like the Big Team Battle maps. But it was like gun game. So it's like you had like a set amount of lives in like a free for all, and you had to like progress to the next tier, and that was so fun. I really need to check to see if that's still like in matchmaking, because like it's so cool. Yeah, I mean, in terms of game modes, yeah, there's just like actually like so much here. Like I can't like go through it all. Again, just like go through like the playlists here, like the custom browser too, even. Like there's so much content here. It's so good. All right, and just like the final thing I want to go over here is the customization, which, like the weapon sandbox does really have a lot of ups and downs. I think the monetization is a bit egregious. Like $40 for like an armor set is like that is just so greedy. It's actually like horrendous. But I also realize that there is also a lot of free armor. Like with the exchange now and like Spartan points, which you can earn for free, there is probably more like free armor in this game than like Halo Reach. Like if you pay like $60 for Halo Reach, there's less armor than playing Halo Infinite for free. And I don't think people like realize that like as much, like how like much like a new player can get without like spending a dime. And especially like with like the battle pass system, where like the old ones like never expired at all, and like you can still like, if you buy the season 2 battle pass, you can get to the season 5 battle pass and still have all the credits you went in with, which you can probably get like the season 1, I'd say was probably like would be worth it for that. So like you can get like the first like 5 seasons for like $10. And that's like so much armor right there. And again, like the exchange has a lot. The default armors are really cool, especially like Mark IV. Yeah, I mean the customization itself, I think that we have so many options, and I do think that the free to play part of that did have a bit, but I ain't even complaining, because we like have so much customization here. Like it's like we have more like options to customize than like in like Halo Reach, which before was probably like the gold standard. It is just a shame that like a lot of it is shop tied, but again, like you can still get a lot. The coding system is a bit controversial, and I don't really like it that much, but I really prefer being able to see my colors in game, so I'll take it. I'm not happy about it. I wish I could still pick my colors, but again, let's not pretend like in the older Halo games you had any choice of color scheme. Like the coding system is already more than we had before. Like in the older Halos, it's you had 2 choices for colors, and you could not even pick. It would randomly assign you one at the beginning of a match. And that kind of sucked. People who say they missed red versus blue, no, they don't. No, I don't think we need to bring that back, or at least like make it like an option, because it really kind of sucked. In all honesty. And like, but before like the Bungie fanboys get mad, like Halo 3 is like my favorite game of all time. All right, like I know I'm making fun of it, but like it's really not that big of a deal. I just wish I could see my armor color in game, because I mainly play these games like it's dressed to impress. Yeah. Speaking of which, let's just go over my armor, I guess, because what else am I gonna do at this point? All right, so here we got my armor, and I'm just gonna go through it. All right, so this is my Mark 7. I was going for more of like a Halo 3, like kind of like bulkier Spartan. I got like the Firefall helmet, on, because I mean, like, ODST they just look really cool. I don't know. Uh, yeah, I mean that's it. The Scorpion Punch coating. Get a bit of red in there. Yeah, no, that's like the main one. Then we got my Mark 5B, which is a like 1-to-1 recreation of my Halo Reach armor. Yeah, I mean, not much to add there. The Halo Reach Scout is probably the best helmet in any of these games. I will die on that hill. Um, yeah, I mean, not much else to add there. Yeah. Here we got my Yoroi, the Samurai Core here. I got like the Hayabusa helmet while that was still available. That's pretty cool. I got like the Elite shoulders, 'cause I just think it, like, went really nicely with the whole thing. And yeah, I didn't really put that much effort into it, aside from, like, getting that Hayabusa helmet and just, kind of throwing some random stuff on. This is my Eagle Strike. I don't really like it that much. This core isn't that interesting to me. So we can just skip past that. My Roxasha, I think looks really cool, especially after, the chest piece. I got that pretty recently, and I think, like, the scarf looks really good. This helmet, I've got, like, the Halo Infinite Kelly helmet on right now, Hermes, I think, yeah. But I genuinely might switch that out for Seeker when the next update comes out. Not, I'm not proud of that, but it does look really cool. This is my Chimera core. This is, like, like the weird, like, cyborg, like, crisis one. And for a while I didn't really know what to do with it, but eventually, I got some, like, Forerunner, style armor on here, and then, I had, like, some, like, light, like, flood details, just to add to that. I think it looks really cool with that. Again, like, adding, like, a bit of, like, the flood stuff without, like, going, overboard, and, like, adding, like, the Grave Mind helmet or whatever. Yeah. Here we got my SPI core, which I made just look like, like a Halo Reach / Halo 2 ODST. I got, like, the Halo 2 purple visor there, but, like, with, like, the Reach ODST helmet, and I just think this looks really good. This is some drip right here. Then we got my hazmat. I didn't really, like, think too much about this one. It's kind of just, like another like big, like, Halo 3 style Spartan with, like, like the Reach EOD, and I, just meant to be a bit bulkier of a fit. I don't really wear this one that much. And then finally we just got my Mark IV, which is just a Master Chief cosplay, really, because I am not grinding to hero rank to get the campaign armor. I mean, yeah, that's about it for the drip check. All right, yeah, that's everything. Yeah, I don't have much else to add here. It's, I just think this is a good game. I really enjoy it. It may not be, the best Halo game, but I think it is criminally underrated. And, I really have enjoyed the past 4 years with it. And I know, I didn't make, like, the full 10-year plan, but I mean, that was kind of stupid to expect in the first place. And we really shouldn't have, or they shouldn't have set the expectations that high. That's on them. But I still think 4 years is a pretty good run, even though, by the end it was, we were getting, like, reskinned weapons that were, like, slightly altered. Looking at you, Fuel Rod Spanker, why is that a thing? But whatever. Overall, again, really enjoy the game. It does have its, its downsides, but, what doesn't, So, just, I guess, like, let me know if you want that campaign video. It would probably be, like an actual, like, video essay, instead of, again, me just kind of just, saying whatever, whatever this is. But I mean, yeah, comment down below, do you want to see a campaign video? Do you want to see, like, videos maybe on, like, ranking the other Halo games? Because I haven't pissed off enough people by making this one already. So yeah, I mean, all right, yeah, that's all I got. See ya.